Run it. I can't take no loss.
All right, man. FOOTBALLVILLE podcast here, man. We outside. This time we outside. We actually is outside, I guess. Guess I be telling the truth when I say that, huh? Yeah, we are outside. I mean, you can look back behind Malaki, you can see the scenery. I mean, we haven't figured out how to capture it for you guys. But I'm sitting here with Malaki Starks, country boy, man. Malaki. Man, if I call you country boy, man?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah?
Something like that.
You grew up fishing?
Yeah.
Yeah? Who taught you how to fish?
My best friend, when we were little, he taught me how to fish a little bit, and I just kind of stuck with it.
How little?
Like 7 maybe. 8.
See, what was y'all fishing at 7? It was in the backyard? Like, what?
No, we there's like a little lake in the city, and you can go fish over there.
See, man, see, that's growing up in the country because we don't let kids just wander around at 7 with fishing poles around lakes. But when you're in the country, it's just whatever, huh?
Right.
Yeah? So he taught you how to fish at 7.
Mm-hmm.
So you knew how to put the bait on and everything?
Mm-hmm.
You remember the first fish you caught?
Mm-mm.
No?
It was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago?
Yeah.
So what's the biggest fish you caught?
I went fishing a few months ago.
Oh, it was recently?
While spring ball was going on.
Yeah.
Dang.
Where you was at?
I was in Athens.
You was in Athens?
There's like
They got some good fishing spots in Athens?
Yeah, they do. We got K, he ran DGD or something like that, Dog Outdoors or whatever.
Yeah.
He take people fishing. He had
so that was in the boat.
His place. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you caught
I didn't go with him, but like they found a spot.
Yeah.
We went over there, but I don't even remember how big it was, but it was huge.
It was the biggest fish you ever caught. You threw it back in the water?
Yeah, I threw it back in the water.
So listen, man, you basically were highly rated coming out of high school, straight baller. I mean, got to play early Georgia, but let's go back. You play youth football? Like who you play youth football for?
Jefferson was the rec department. I started playing football when I was 5.
Yes. Was it just like local or was it like Pop Warner?
Pop Warner.
So you had a chance to actually win and make it to nationals if y'all were good enough and all of that? Did you ever make it that far?
No, we got close, but we didn't like make it.
Yeah. What position you played?
I played everything. I started off on the line.
Everybody does. Everybody got this story.
I started off on the line.
So,
I was a mean tackle though. Don't get me messed up. I was a mean tackle.
How many years?
1. I couldn't do it after that first year. I was done.
So what happened the second year?
I had moved to running back.
Who moved you?
My coach. I told him I wasn't liking the line too much. I didn't get the ball.
That's all it took for you to walk out the coach?
That's all it took.
So he didn't say like how fast are you? He didn't put you in a race with the running back, nothing?
I moved to running back and then it took off from there.
And that first year at running back, you did your thing?
Yeah, so like I still didn't quite understand the whole like concept of football.
Right.
So like the first time he gave me the ball, I ran backwards. Like I got the ball and I ran backwards.
You really didn't understand.
And no, I didn't. And then the second time he gave it to me, I ran straight out of bounds because I didn't want to get hit. Like, because I just wasn't used to it. I was so used to being on the line. People were like close. But like when I got the ball, people were running at me and I was like, I don't like that. Well, the third play, he gave it to me and then I took an 80 and then it went from there.
Oh, you got me speechless on this one because I'm trying to understand. You was at tackle.
Right.
Did a good job. He gave you a shot at running back, but you had no clue what was going on.
Whatsoever.
What was going on?
Whatsoever.
And then, but after you went 80, it was
over.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You had a bunch of touchdowns that year?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Were you like one of the bigger ones on the team or?
Kinda. I wasn't, so like I played up, so like they wasn't gonna let me play at first because I was 5, but I was playing with 7-year-olds. So
okay.
Like, so everybody was pretty big, but like I was pretty big for my age.
Right.
So I kind of stood in a little bit, and then I had lost some weight after the first year.
Yeah.
And that's when I had moved to running back and got a little fast.
So this was little.
Mm-hmm.
So you said you were 5?
5.
Playing with 7-year-olds?
Mm-hmm.
Who put you out there at 5?
My dad.
Oh, it's always the dad.
My dad, but like I didn't even want to play football at first. I had really bad anger issues. And he was like, it might be a good way just to like help
get it out.
And then we had went to the rec department and they weren't gonna let me play because I was 5. But my dad knew somebody and they let me in, and then nobody wanted to take me. And then this coach had took me, and then I stayed with him the next year, and then after that.
So did you ever get in your right age? Did you stay at that level until it caught up?
So like I stayed until it caught up. So like when I got to like 7th grade, I could have played middle school ball, or I could have like stayed like in the rec department. And I decided to stay in the rec department that last year.
Yeah.
And that's when everybody my age had like caught up to me. And then that 8th grade year, I went to middle school.
So at 7th grade, you stayed at rec.
Yes, sir.
Killed it.
Yeah.
I'm sure you did. You could have played high school at that point, huh?
I think so.
Well, you said you were going to middle school, so you could have played middle school ball at that point.
Yeah, I could have played middle school.
But you stayed down and killed rec. What's the most touchdowns you had in one season when you played you? Remember?
That's tough. I can tell you a game.
How much touchdowns I had in one game?
I had 8 in one game.
What?
Yeah, so
8 touchdowns.
me and my friends were playing in the backyard, and he had these cleats. I didn't have no shoes on. He had stuff on my foot.
Yeah.
And like it was hurting. Like worst pain I probably felt in a long time.
Right.
At that age, at least. And I was like, I'm not playing. My foot hurt. I'm not going.
Right.
Like I'm done.
It was that bad?
It was that bad.
It was swole?
No, I was just being a little baby. I ain't gonna lie to you. It wasn't even. But my mom, she was like, for every touchdown you score, I'll give you $10.
Wait.
After she said that, it was over. It was over.
That was so easy. And you scored 8 touchdowns?
8.
I'm trying to do the math with my hands. You had 8 of them things. Did anybody else score?
Nah, it was just me.
Just you?
It was just me.
What was the score of the game? You remember? What age was this?
I was 9.
Is there video of this anywhere? You think Dad ain't got no video?
We got like a little CD tape.
Yeah?
Yeah.
A little CD tape. Make us sound so old, dog. We grew up on CDs, dog. Little CD tape, like we used to be talking about 8-track. Like, you know, the CDs, I don't even know how to use them things. 8 touchdowns. So you got your $80. Mama, yeah, she paid up?
She came through.
Yeah, she came through? Man, that's crazy. I know she was in the stands like, good Lord. Dad was looking at what you done did. That's a lot, dog. So at what point did you know like that you were really good, like better than anybody, you know what I'm saying, amongst your peers?
I'd say probably when I got in middle school, honestly. That's when I like started taking football serious. I saw like football like as an outlet.
Yeah.
And then when I got in 8th grade, I kind of knew like I was just like I could separate from people.
Yeah. And at this point, you're still a running back.
No. So I was at first, and then when I had gotten to 8th grade, that's when like I started like watching like Lamar Jackson. I started watching him a lot. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go try a quarterback. So like we had like tryouts. I guess everybody knew what position they was gonna play. But, I was like, I'm gonna go try a quarterback. I was like, coach, give me a day at quarterback. If you don't like it, I'll go wherever.
Yeah.
He was like, all right. And I had a pretty good for the offense. We ran the spread, so like I could do whatever I wanted really with the ball in my hand.
Right.
So he liked it. I took it from there.
And this is middle school. So you're watching Lamar Jackson where? He's at Louisville at the time? Running crazy.
Yeah.
You know he's from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's from here. We covered him. We covered him in high school. So y'all ran a spread, so you just say hike and just run the ball.
That's it.
You never passed the ball?
No, I did. I had a few passes.
Every now and then?
I had a few passes.
Right? Yeah. Was it a spread? So y'all had 4 wide receivers? Yeah. So now you're the quarterback. So in high school, you still stayed at quarterback?
So when I got to high school, we ran the triple option.
Okay.
Hated it.
Right, that's a big difference.
Yeah, hated it. But they moved me to wing back. My leg was broke my freshman year, so I didn't play.
Yeah.
My sophomore year, they moved me to running back and wide receiver. And then junior year, they moved me back to quarterback because the quarterback we had, he left.
Yeah. So y'all ran the triple option. So you was throwing all the fakes and hiding the ball and all of that stuff. All that stuff.
Yeah.
And you didn't like it?
No, I hated it.
Why? Why you didn't like it?
One, because I felt like we had so much talent on our team. Like we had dudes that could go, and in the triple option, there's really 3 people only getting the ball: the quarterback, the fullback, and maybe 1 wingback.
Yeah.
And I just felt like we had too much talent just to be holding it to like two people.
So this is at Jefferson High School.
Mm-hmm.
Is it only one high school in your city?
Yes. But so I live in Jefferson, but Jefferson's in Jackson County. And there's so you got Jackson County High School, and then you got Jefferson, and then those are like the only two schools that are like close.
Yeah. So you're running a triple option. You told coach you didn't like it?
Yeah, I had some meetings with him.
Yeah.
I sat him down and I was like, we got too much talent. Cause like
all right, so you had a meeting with your coach. What grade you in?
it was like the end of my sophomore year.
Yeah, and you sat down and talked to coach and said, Coach, what?
I said I had sat down with him and this is like the first time I like ever had like a confrontation like this. Or whatever. So I was like, Coach, like, I'm not really feeling it. And he was like, what you mean? And I was like, we just got like too much talent. Like not enough people like touching the ball. Like we could be doing so much more than what we're doing. And he wasn't going for none of it. He had gave me the talk. He was like, we know what we're doing. You just gotta trust us and buy into it or whatever. And I was like, all right, I got you. But I mean, he wasn't going for it.
You the star of the team though. Like you the star of the team?
Yeah.
At this point? Because he's a high school coach, man. Maybe that's what he knows. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times that's what they know.
Yeah.
That they're teaching you what they know, how they won. So next year y'all wing T again as a junior?
Mm-hmm.
So how did it work out?
So our quarterback had left. And that's when they moved me back to quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a really good season. We're undefeated.
Wing T in it.
Yeah, wing T in it. We're undefeated.
Oh, really?
Got the state. And then like it's funny because the team we played in state, they also ran the wing T.
Yeah.
But they've been running it since like their high school like had opened. Like that was the first. That's like they ain't never changed the offense.
Right.
We had a new coach who came in and he changed the offense.
Yeah.
So they wing T looked completely different from our wing T. Like they was like had it down to the point. We were just athletes making it work. That's it. Like,
they worked our defense.
Like they had plays that like actually worked. We didn't. Like we had plays and it worked because of the athletes that we had.
Right.
But I mean,
they beat y'all?
Yeah,
bad?
Man, what?
They worked y'all defense?
Yeah, it was bad.
No, the wing T is definitely like dang, but I would have think your defense would have understood it because they practiced against y'all.
We did. See, but the thing was like when they had size, like everybody on that team, on the defense side of the ball on their team, out of the 11 people, they had 9 people go Power 5.
Oh, what school was this?
Marist.
Oh, okay.
And then on the offensive side, they had 8.
Oh, okay. So like, they had some studs also, yeah.
Yeah.
And they blowed y'all out?
Yeah.
Did you play well?
I played pretty good.
Yeah.
I didn't play terrible. We had what messed us up, we had a spread package. And when the wing T wasn't working, we went to the spread package.
Yeah.
And it was working, but it was too late.
Yeah.
It was already too late in the game.
So you come back here next year and y'all in the wing T again?
Yep.
How did that go?
Terrible.
Same coaches?
Terrible, same coaches.
What's going on?
It's like I'm not even trying to like diss on my coaches, but like it wasn't just like we still had the same talent that we had.
Oh, you brought people back?
Junior, yeah. So like it was the same people. We had a couple people leave, but like we had mostly had the same talent we had junior year.
Yeah.
But like that season was so long and everybody like was beat up and like.
No, yeah, I told you I experienced that before. Yeah, I experienced that before when I think we worked so hard to get where we were, and I'm not sure if my high school coach knew how to let his foot off the gas.
Yeah.
Especially when we were older. You know what I'm saying? And we were more mature that we could do certain things. And as a senior, we didn't go as high as we thought we could.
Yeah.
Because and I look back as an adult and I can look at it and say, I think that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what it was. So at what point did you start getting recruited?
Sophomore year.
Yeah.
Like the beginning, sophomore year.
As a DB? Just an athlete?
Athlete.
As an athlete? What did you want to play in college? Were you thinking about what you wanted to play?
No, I just wanted to get there. I didn't get to really experience like the other positions. Like junior year, senior year, I was strictly playing quarterback.
No
Sophomore
defense?
year, no, I played defense too.
Okay,
but sophomore year, I was playing running back and wide receiver, but I didn't get enough reps at wide receiver to say like I really wanted to go to college for it. I knew I could do it if I wanted to.
Right.
But I just wasn't sure. And on defense side of the ball, I played safety, corner. Like I was playing my position, so like, I felt more comfortable. So I guess I always knew I was gonna go for defense.
Yeah.
But in the back of my head, like I kind of wanted to go for offense too.
Who came calling first? Like who was your first?
South Carolina.
South Carolina came first. And who I remember you telling me you visited Alabama and Georgia, right? It's the only two visits you took. So South Carolina came first, and then at that point, when did it get crazy? Like when did it get to the point where you just had all these offer letters and
like that next week? So like,
did it happen that fast?
Yeah, it was that next week. So South Carolina had came, and then literally 2 days after that, I got the LSU offer, and then 2 days after that, I had got I want to say it was Auburn. Yeah. And then that next week, I got a call from Georgia, and they all just like flew in.
It's copycats. Like the rest of them just was like, hey, wait a minute, maybe we missing something.
Yeah, they just had flew in.
Right. They were recruiting you. What were they recruiting you for? Did you have a bunch of touchdowns or something? Like, what did they see?
I guess I was like, when you had turned on my tape, I was playing so many different positions, so I was like versatile, so I could be put anywhere and adapt to the position. Yeah. Because I had a bunch of touchdowns, but I was also moving around on defense a lot too, so I guess I could just go from place to place. Yeah.
So you came out the same time, and you was like the number 4th, 3rd player in the nation, different rankings, whatever. But the number 1, everybody knew was Travis Hunter. Yeah. He was the first player started taking the funny pictures like this. And I didn't know what was going on when I first saw it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I didn't. Like, I met him before. He's a cool kid. Yeah. He's a special kid, to be honest with you, on the field and off the field. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't know what was going on. You know what I'm saying? But he was in Georgia with you. Did you ever get a chance to play against him? No, you didn't get a chance to cross paths with him?
No, sir.
Now, you're rated... You're one of the top players in the nation, and everybody thinks 7-on-7 is it good for football, is it bad for football? Being from where you were from, you didn't ever get to play 7-on-7, huh? The coaches in your town, nobody started a 7-on-7 team, or
no? So like this, we didn't have like no coaches in our town like try to start a 7-on-7 team, but like the place I was training at, they had a 7-on-7 team, but they had it like when it was like too late for me to join. Yeah. So like I just never got in.
But you saw all the videos and all that. Did you want to play?
I wanted to give it a try. Yeah. Because I felt like it was good, but at the same time, like it depends on how you take it. So like if you're going out there to get better and compete, then obviously you're gonna get better. Right. But like at the end of the day, sometimes it's not realistic football.
Yeah. It's not. Because when the game it's not football. Yeah. So when the game is on the line, you start seeing players getting called. You're like, hey, man, you can't do that. Right. Yeah, so no, it's not football, but what it is, I think, is competing. Yeah. And you probably would have bumped into a Travis Hunter. You probably would have bumped into a Brandon Ennis. And then you get to measure yourself versus them. I remember the one time I realized that it was like, we grew up playing street football. And I was laying in bed one night, and when it hit me, that 7-on-7 was street football. I don't know. That might sound crazy saying this, but it hit me. Yeah. That's what we used to play growing up. That's basically what it is. It's not real football. I mean, I've seen some crazy stuff in 7-on-7, but it is fun, and I think it helps the competitive nature. I think, like I said, you can get in some of these big tournaments, and you can line up versus some of the top players in the nation, and you measure yourself. Right. You don't have pads on, so that's a different thing. he may be a lot tougher without pads on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? With
Right.
pads on, it may be different. But no, that's interesting that you come out 2021 and never played 7-on-7. See, people seem to think that it's going on everywhere.
Yeah.
But I'm sure South Florida Express, one of these teams down here would have known that they would have came and got you.
Yeah.
I don't know. They could be pulling players from everywhere. So now the recruitment is getting down. You're a senior. How did you narrow it down to what school you wanted to go to?
Honestly, like it was kind of tough because I only took 2 visits. But I had got to talk to like a bunch of people, and I took a bunch of like virtual visits.
Yeah.
But I had like made my decision off of like where I felt I was going to get like developed, and like where I felt like I could like go be like a player. Like I didn't want to be just like another. I didn't want to go to a school and just be another number to like the coaches. Like I wanted to be like a player.
Yeah.
Like they saw.
What you mean? Explain that. Talk to me. Explain that a little better for me.
Because I feel like some people like they get to a school, like they go through a recruitment process and they get to the school and the coach is gonna tell you what you want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get there and it's like they never even recruited you. Like they don't talk to you. Like they don't ask about your family. Like they're not really into you like as a player. They just wanted you there.
Yeah.
And like I didn't want to be that. Like I wanted to be somewhere where like they was gonna know who I was. Like they wanted to know about my family, like what's important to me, because that way they would get more through me if they understood like how I function. And
Georgia gave you gave you that feeling that they really, wow, that's interesting. Because you would think that the team that can get anybody is the team that recruits players that way. I mean, but I'm sure they recruit players different. Maybe they did really, really, really want you. So who recruited you?
From Georgia?
Yeah.
So Coach Warren, he was the DB coach there.
Yeah.
And then he left, and then I got recruited by Coach Ada and Coach Landon.
Okay, Coach Ada. Coach Ada's in Miami now.
Yeah, he's in Miami now.
Yeah, so he recruited you to Georgia. Did you ever play under him when you got there?
So I got there in that spring, and then he had took the Miami job like the next week when I had got there.
Right. Okay, so Georgia. And who else was there recruiting? It came down to the final what two?
It came down to Georgia, Clemson, and Alabama.
Georgia, Clemson, Alabama. You never visited Clemson, only virtual because that's COVID time now.
Yeah.
So see, we're gonna be interviewing we interviewed Jalen, your homeboy, the other day. He COVID too. All the COVID kids finna start coming through. You know what I'm saying? Right. Some of them gonna say they ain't even did take a visit. They took a blind date. So Alabama, Clemson, and on signing day, did you know where you were going?
I had figured it out like that morning.
See, and a lot of people, especially the fans, they seem to think that you guys have it all figured out.
Yeah, nah, it don't work like that. And like I picked the date. The date I picked was my dad's birthday because I wanted to honor my dad. So like, but also when I picked that date, I wasn't pressured to feel like I had to make like a decision. Like if I woke up that morning and I didn't know, I wasn't gonna make a decision.
Okay.
But I felt like I would have known by that date.
And you just waited right up to the date.
Yeah. Like I was thinking about
to the door.
Like I was thinking about like that night, and I was just like, I was like playing different scenarios and just seeing like where I would be at and like what would just give me the best chance to like go and do me.
Yeah.
And then that morning, it just had hit me.
Are the coaches still calling you that morning? Are they still trying to figure out where you're going?
I had talked to all of them that day.
Yeah.
And they just called me and saying, "Hey, like we want you here.
Yeah.
But the decision's yours or whatever, blah blah blah."
Yeah.
But they had hit me up that day.
Yeah. So you walk in there, did your dad know where you were going? You had done told your dad and your mom?
I had told him.
You told them?
I told him when I woke up.
Did they matter? Did they care?
Nah, like I think they wanted me to go to Georgia, but like at the end of the day, they wouldn't have cared.
Nah. Them wanting you to go to Georgia, did you think that kind of like edged you to Georgia?
Just a little bit, but like I don't know, because I feel like if I would have picked to go like to Clemson, like they would have supported me either way.
Yeah.
Because the biggest thing with my mom, she wanted me to get my education. Like she cared about football, but she wanted me to get my degree.
Yeah, last a little longer. Yeah, mom's always looking at the other side. They don't care about backpedaling.
No.
No, they don't care about backpedaling. No, not at all. So you comfortable with Georgia? You commit. You go to Georgia. Who did you speak to from Georgia after you committed? You remember who called you? Like who did you talk to? You talked to Kirby?
Yeah, I talked to him.
Yeah.
Actually, the first person who called me after I had committed was Bear.
Oh, did he?
Bear had hit me up.
And Bear said what?
Yeah, FaceTime me. He was just like, he was like, "Welcome to the fam."
Really?
He's like, "Let's go do it." And I had talked to him a little bit before that, but he was the first person who hit me up.
Bear a good dude, man.
Yeah, he is.
You and Bear same class?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, Bear a good dude, man. Bear ain't hit you up and be like, man, welcome to the family, man. Ain't gonna be here long, man. But it's good. It's straight over here though, dog. Nah, Bear a good dude, man. Bear like he's 38 years old. yeah, like a grown man. So Bear hit you up and said, welcome to the family. So you come in. You from a small town in Georgia. Athens is a small town, but the college is running football now.
Yeah.
They done won a national championship. You get there, and when you got there in the room, did you feel what? Tell me what it felt like. You get there your first day, and you see the people you can competing against, and everything they've told you. Mm-hmm. What was going through your mind?
So when I got there, they told me like the people that was leaving, like people who was like going to the league or whatever. Yeah. And then like I was on my phone one day and I was chilling. And I saw something like pop up on my screen. It was like Chris Smith coming back. Dan Jackson staying. Like everybody was staying, nobody left.
Oh.
And I was like, man, man.
Oh no.
So I had got there, and I had saw him, and I had saw some more people. In the room was pretty deep with a bunch of talent. And I had got there, and I was like, I mean, I couldn't turn back and go nowhere else. I was already there. Right, so I was just like, it's just time to get to work. So I mean, it's a little intimidating, like as like when you get there, you see everybody. Yeah. You just coming out of high school. I came early, so I'm literally fresh out of high school. Right. So I see everybody. But I was ready to get to work when I got there.
As you've had time to sit back and think about it, do you I don't know, I should ask you this. Them boys coming back, like, was it really up in the air that they may leave or may come back? For it to be announced, they obviously were thinking about it.
Yeah.
Right. But you're a freshman. You got to be there for 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Them coming back just prolonged it a little bit,
exactly.
Right?
That was it.
Yeah. So now you're a little overwhelmed. You call your dad, call mom, what you...
I just took it on the chin. It was what it was. There was no need. Yeah. There was no need complaining about it because I couldn't change it.
Really?
So I took it how it was.
So now eventually y'all get on the field together. Mm-hmm. At what point did you feel like, okay, I'm comfortable. I could do this. You know what I'm saying? It ain't as bad as I thought it was.
It took a while because like football is football. Football don't change. It's just like you gotta learn like the scheme of like what they do. Yeah. And that was like the hardest part, just learning the playbook and learning like what they want me to do. Yeah. So I mean, it took a while for me to get comfortable with the playbook, but like football wise, when I got out there, I was like, I mean, like it don't change, man. Yeah. Like I can ball with these people.
Right. Once the ball, the whistle's blowing, you good.
Right.
Scheme. I'm sure they have a huge defensive playbook. Mm-hmm. Really? And I'm sure in high school you didn't.
Right. No.
Me and T, y'all probably had a few plays on offense and defense. Was that hard to adapt to? Like, or did it take extra studying or?
Yeah, it took a lot. Yeah. And the thing that helped me the most, like, you know, I give so much credit to Dan Jackson and Chris Smith because when I got there, like they took me under their wing. Like,
oh, really?
And like when you get to a place, you think like people gonna have like a big ego, like they gonna think they're like it wasn't like that at Georgia. Like I still haven't met one person like that.
Oh, really?
So like when I got there, like anything I needed, like I'd be up studying like at 11, 12, and I'd call Dan and he'd answer.
So it was all love.
Yeah, it was all love.
Oh, that's what's up. The same dudes you saw on ESPN that was coming back.
Yeah, same dudes I saw coming back. Help me out.
They end up helping you out.
Help me out.
So eventually, okay, so let's go back a little bit. In high school, you play offense and defense. When you got there, you knew you were being safety, or did you know?
I knew I was gonna be a safety.
You knew you was gonna be a safety?
Yeah.
Yeah? And you was comfortable with that?
Yeah, so not really. And I say that because in high school, like I was playing both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
And I didn't get like the reps and like the indie work I should have gotten at safety. So like my technique was like a little off. Like there was some stuff I still didn't understand as a safety, as a DB.
Right.
So I was ready to do it. I wasn't as comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But I was ready.
You was ready to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at this point, how many safeties in front of you? You remember?
I was running.
That'd be at least 4. Right?
I was running with the third, fourth group.
Yeah.
1, 2, 4.
Yeah.
4. So
how did your camp go? Once y'all actually got to camp and not spring, once y'all actually got to camp.
Fall camp went real good. I think I had a really good fall camp, and I think that's what gave me the best chance to get on the field.
Did you move up on the depth chart?
Yeah. So like when I got to fall camp, I was running like with the 3s and 4s, and then when I had got there, I was running with the 2s, and then by the end, I was running with the 1s a little bit.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So at what point was you running with the 1s? Like
the
what was doing out there, dog? You was out there?
The very end of fall camp. Cause like I had came in like on some certain packages, and I had cause I wasn't starting, but like I had came in on certain packages.
Let's talk to the kids. So because you're talking from walking in the door, right? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And actually fall camp get there, and you're actually sneaking into the 1s. What did you do? So help the kids that's going to have to go through this. What did you do to get the coach's eye to be like they can trust you? Because it's a trust.
You're right.
Yeah. What did you do?
I think the thing that helped me the most is that like I ran to the ball, like cause like everybody gonna make a mistake. Like ain't nobody perfect.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that they really had when they had said it. It had hit me because I can run.
Yeah.
I can run all day.
Right.
And it was just like we can coach technique. We can coach a missed bus. We can't coach effort.
Right.
So every time I got the chance, I ran to the ball.
It's a good one.
And I didn't want to give them a chance to turn on the film and not see me running because I knew I would stand out. If I was not the only person, but if I was running every time, nobody was going to run every time to the ball.
That sounds simple.
Yeah.
It's an effort thing, you know what I'm saying? And I get it. A lot of times, I guess if you don't know what you're doing, you can't play fast.
Right.
But that sounds so simple. So you hustle basically.
Right.
And so when they would turn on the field, they'd be like, "Oh, go Malaki again."
Right.
Your number keep popping up. What number were you when you first got there?
I was 24. They gave me. I got my number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You was 24.
Mm-hmm.
Still 24 now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Season started, y'all got Oregon the first game, right? Mm-hmm. They pretty uniform. They come out there, you know what I'm saying? Look at all pretty. You actually get to play in the first game, huh? Mm-hmm. You remember the first play, the first snap you took? Can you describe it for us?
I had came in on one of our packages, the same package I had start off at fall camp. And I was playing like this I want to say it was man coverage.
Yeah.
And there was a trips and the tight end had came and he had blocked me and they ran this screen from the other side. The wide receiver came in from the other side.
Yeah.
And I was going to get him and the tight end came out of nowhere and cracked me. Like he got me good too, boy. Like I was like, dang, welcome to college football. I was like, welcome to college football. He had got me good. And then and after that I was like, I guess that's college.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you get pulled out after that? Or you stayed in? You was okay?
No, I was good.
You was good?
I was good. But he had got me. He had got me pretty good.
So the play came right your way as soon as you got in?
Yeah.
Do you think that was strategically? Do you think the game moves that fast? They're like, 24 in the game, you're a freshman, let's go. You think it just happened
yes
that way?
And no. Because the play they ran it a lot. And
right.
Coach Landon was there. He had just left Georgia. And I feel like if they did, he was probably like, let's see what he got. Yeah. Like, let's see if he's ready.
Not that you can't play, but basically if we're gonna test anybody, let's test
him.
Let's test this guy with his eyes wide open. Right.
So I feel like it was yes and no.
Yeah. and tight end laid you out.
Yeah, he got me.
You know who the tight end is? You remember what?
No, I don't even remember his number.
You ain't gonna look at him after the game like, you know, try. I mean, but how did the game overall go for you?
It went good, man.
Yeah,
it went real good. I can't think of a better way to start off.
Yep. Your mom and dad was there?
Yep.
Proud of you?
Yes, sir.
Yep. So you got the start against Sanford, right? That's when you actually got the start. What happened? Did somebody get hurt or something?
I just think I just kept stacking days of having good days of practice and just learning. And I just showed that I can go out there and compete.
And you actually got the start. How did that feel for you, bro?
Awesome. Very blessed.
Yeah.
Very blessed. I mean, because as a kid, like that's what I wanted to get to. That's what I dreamed of, and just being able to be in that opportunity. I was very grateful. Yeah.
So overall, regular season, how do you think you did? Like you ended up with a couple interceptions, right? You had what, 2?
I had 2.
2 interceptions. So how do you felt you did? Think you left plays on the field, or you think you overachieved? How you felt you did?
I think I left a couple plays on the field.
Really? You could have did better?
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah. Most definitely.
So you're a freshman, you starting at the number 1 team in the nation, basically. You know what I'm saying? But I remember watching the game this year. I turned in, and Missouri was getting the best of y'all in the game. It was at Missouri, right?
Yes, sir.
What do you know why they were getting the best of y'all in that game?
I don't know.
No?
I think I want to say, I can't remember. I want to say that was like our first game. Like we had flew to, and not that we didn't take them serious. We took everybody serious.
Right, it's the SEC, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But I think we got there, and at least for the first half, they came out a little better than we did, and I think that's what it was.
Yeah. I think it's familiarity. Even though Missouri probably doesn't recruit like Georgia does, like not too many teams recruit like Georgia does. They play you every year.
Yeah.
So you keep coming through every year, punching them. One day the bully gonna get punching them out first. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then y'all have to respond. Did you at any point in time did you feel like, man, are we finna lose this game? Did it feel like that at any point in time?
It didn't, and I think that's because like the leadership that we had on the sideline,
right, and
also through Coach Smart, like just the leadership. I don't think there was a time that anyone felt like we was down or out of it.
Yeah.
Because we went into halftime, and we were talking, and like that situation that like most of those people, because like it was a new season, so most of those people been in that position before.
Yeah.
That played already. Yeah. And they
wasn't sweating it.
It was like this ain't nothing new. Yeah. Ain't no need to panic.
Right.
So we came out second half, and that's when we really did our thing.
Yeah. Sometimes when you are a champion like that, you're gonna get those games,
right?
And you just gotta respond to them. It's a long game.
Yeah,
it's a long game, and momentum gets turned around. Then it seems like all of a sudden Missouri can't do anything right, and then now they got to fight out of it. So Missouri had your backs against the wall. Y'all got out of that. I remember watching that game. But one of the tougher games y'all had wasn't the national championship. It was the game before. Yeah. I went to see Lauryn Hill that night, waiting for Lauryn Hill to come on stage because I didn't think if she was going to show up. And I'm watching the game, you know what I'm saying? on my phone. And everybody said, hey, this is the national championship. That's what a lot of people say. This is maybe the toughest game. That game, you had to think at some point that you thought y'all was...
So that game was a little different than the Missouri game.
Right.
And they had a really good team. They had a really good team.
Right.
And it's just one of those
back and forth, right?
Yeah,
it was like one of those epic games, you know.
Yeah, that's just like when you got a dog fighting dogs, like you're just gonna go back and forth.
Can't I say like a field goal kick or something, right?
Yeah.
Explain what were you when he was going? Ohio State was going to take the field goal.
I was on the left side. I was rushing off the edge.
Oh, you was in the game?
Yeah, it was Kamari.
Yeah.
Kamari last night was me, and then it was Marvin Jones. And before they had snapped it, me and Marvin were talking. We was trying to come up with a plan.
No, it's the same y'all, dog. Y'all,
we was trying to come
ain't
up
no
with
easy
a
way
plan.
to get there.
And our plan didn't work because the plan was Marvin was gonna like swipe his arm down so I could duck under it. But he had like completely blocked out to me, and left Marvin open. And by the time like Marvin had saw it was too late. But
so Marvin was closer than you.
Yeah, Marvin was closer.
And the blocker came to you.
Yeah, but we was expecting him to go down.
Yeah,
and he went out. So he went out, and like when you trying to block a field goal, you can't waste no time.
Right.
So it was too late at that point, but he had missed it, and then history was from there.
So that's good, but he done gave it to the people. So hold on. So what was the score? You remember the score? Was it tied or was
no? It was
were they winning or were you guys winning? I know the field goal could have ended.
We were winning. It was 41-42, I think.
Right.
I think because that was the final score. I got it on my ring, but I don't know.
So they could have won the game on that field goal. And you rush in, you don't get there, and so just explain that to me. You look back, like explain all that to us.
Like
you know?
So, like I'm rushing, and then like I get past him, but I trip, so I fall.
Yeah.
And then like I don't even look because I don't want to see. I don't want to know.
Got you.
I just hear everybody going crazy, like everybody going crazy, and like I look up and the sideline going crazy. So I'm like, he gotta miss it. Like if he made it, they wouldn't be going
your
crazy.
Sideline going crazy,
my going crazy. So I got up and I'm running, and I run. They like on the opposite side from where our family sit at. So I run towards like the family looking for my mom and my dad, just like trying to look.
Yeah.
But I got up and I had took off running. But that was awesome.
It wasn't close, bro. It left his foot.
Yeah,
It wasn't.
No.
It wasn't. And I don't know why.
I saw the video. Yeah.
Yeah. It was. It left his foot, and it was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was. It wasn't even. It wasn't close. But no, that was a great game. And then y'all go on to play TCU. The preparation for TCU. Like, what did y'all see on film? Did you see on film that the reason they were there in the national championship and how they could have posed a threat?
Yes.
You did.
They had amazing talent.
Really?
They had talent, and they had the people who got them. Cause don't nobody get to the natty with just getting by. Right. Like you gotta work to get there and earn it. So they earned the spot to be there, and they had the talent to do it.
Yeah.
So when you turn on the film, you saw why they was there.
Was it the practice serious? Like was it intense?
Yeah, it's like the practice didn't change. Like from practice 1 to the natty, like practice was the same. Like that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we was hitting. And Thursday we chilled out a little bit. Friday we had our walk. And that was different because we had the play on Monday, so like they had moved down a little bit. Yeah. But like practice was still intense. Like nothing changed.
Yeah.
Nothing changed.
How did you play in the game?
I played pretty good.
Yeah.
I think I played pretty good.
You didn't get a sack? Everybody got a sack.
No, I didn't.
Safeties, punters.
No, I didn't get one. Everybody
Bear got 2 sacks.
They was just lining up. I wasn't in the rotation.
No. That game to us watching on TV, because we actually watched it here. You know what I'm saying? It looked like a mismatch to us. You know what I'm saying? Eventually to y'all, because guys on the sideline eat French fries or whatever them dudes eat on the sideline. But eventually it got there for y'all. You know what I'm saying? But to us, it looked like they scored first and then the avalanche happened. What did Kirby say to y'all after that game? You remember?
I remember him saying that he was proud of us.
Yeah.
And that he knew that we could do it.
Yeah.
I think that's what I remember. I don't remember anything else.
How did it, man? How did it feel?
Amazing. Cause like coming into that season, like they just had won, and then like we had lost everybody on the defense. Like everybody had went to the draft.
That was that defense that everybody went to the league, right?
So like coming in, like especially like as a freshman, you like I'm not gonna be a part of nothing that go on here. And then like people was doubting us, like they thought we lost everybody, we wasn't gonna be nothing.
Yeah.
So just like for us to get to that point, like prove everybody wrong, was amazing. And like me just being able, cause like people that been a part of that team, like the Nolan Smiths and the Chris Smith, like they was telling me like this don't happen all the time. Like, cause like they was there a long time and like it took them a while to get there.
Forever. We always thought Georgia could never win the big one. That was the thing.
And them like telling me that I kind of took it all in and just didn't take anything for granted because I don't know when the next time I'm gonna be back. Hopefully, goal is now. But
that's true. Your mom and dad was proud of you. What your mom and dad say?
Mom ran up, gave me a kiss.
Yeah.
Dad gave me a big hug and they just told me they were proud of me. Told me that they love me. So I mean, it was awesome just to see them there.
This whole thing, man, because I'm gonna keep going back to you coming from small town in Georgia. This whole thing was an experience for your parents too, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because my parents, they had never been on a flight ever.
Oh boy.
That
to me.
And that is the first time they had flew. They drove to every other game.
Yeah.
Every game. They was there for every game.
Yeah.
And that was the first time they had gone on a flight. And my mom was freaking out. My dad just didn't care. Mom was freaking out. But they got to like experience different things, go to different states, because they've never been outside like the state of Georgia except for like maybe like once or twice.
Yeah.
So this whole thing was an experience for them too.
Yeah.
So I'm very blessed that
you, bro.
yeah.
You got to give back to your parents at an early
Yeah,
age,
and
man.
I'm very, very happy and blessed I've been able to do that.
Yeah. They enjoyed it. Now they go back to town and everybody looking at them like they the rock stars, huh?
Yeah.
No, man, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. So listen, this you got your ring yet? Oh, yeah, I'll get that next year. How that work?
No, I already got them. I got 2 of them here right now.
Yeah?
I wore them up here.
We'll take a look at it. We'll take a look at it in a minute. So you did get your ring.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody gonna send Bear his ring. Is Bear gonna get a ring?
Yeah, he should. He should get his ring.
No, he should get his ring. So I went to see y'all spring game, and Carson Beck is my little guy. I got to meet Carson Beck, interviewed him, sat down with him, and when we were driving up there, we were thinking that, man, Carson Beck is in his quarterback battle, his Georgia defense. He's not gonna look good today. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But when we got there, man, Carson Beck did his number on y'all, man. Does he carve y'all up in practice?
We go back and forth.
He goes back and forth.
Because the iron sharper iron, you know, like like you at a university where you competing against the best of the best every day. So we got our battles. Some days he get us, other days we get him.
So it goes back and forth.
Yeah.
I just caught it on a day where because he looked real comfortable back there.
He does
against y'all.
He does, and like he's been waiting 3 years.
Right.
And I think all that hunger that's built up inside of him, I think it's gonna come out. I mean, like when that being said, like all the other quarterbacks, like it's gonna be a tough battle.
Right.
They all bring things to the table.
Yeah.
That are valuable.
Yeah.
So I think it's
because he hasn't been named.
Yeah.
He hasn't been named yet.
Right. And then you got Brock and Gunner, and you got those guys. I mean, it's gonna be a tough battle.
I covered Gunner like in high school. Gunner gonna be a good one for y'all.
Man.
Yeah, he's gonna be a good one for y'all. So you coming back now your second year, you the guy at safety, right? You the starter, you know what I'm saying? Like you're the guy finna talk to the freshman guys, and it happened that fast. You ready for the leadership role, bro?
I am. And I say that because I think the people that was in front of me taught me how to do it.
Yeah.
I watched them and they taught me. And we still got guys there like Bull, Javon Bullard, Kamari, Tyke Smith. Like, like those are all leaders and they still leading.
Yesterday.
Yeah. So I'm still learning from them. But the things that they've taught me so far, I think I'm gonna bring a type of leadership to the table too.
Right. That's what's up, man. But listen, bro, we're gonna be following you this year, all right? Go out there and do your thing, man, and it's gonna go by fast, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Malaki Starks, man. Y'all make sure y'all like, we outside.
Wow, man.